Hey there, Siddharth Rachak here. Welcome to yet another Hall of Fame interview. It's truly for me an honor and privilege to be interviewing Jyotsna Ramachandran. Jyotsna, thank you so much for being on this interview and congratulations for achieving the results that you've achieved in the last few months.
Thank you so much, Siddharth, for this wonderful opportunity. It's a blessing for me to be interviewed by you.
Thank you. Thank you. So many people do not know about you, and I think it'll be good for you to quickly give a snapshot on your income snapshot just in the last how many days or weeks or months. How much money have you made implementing the model over here? And then we'll get into your backstory after that. Yes.
Oh, sure. So I started doing webinars in the middle of Feb 2020. So in the last less than 2 months, I've done about 11 webinars and I've generated an income of 5 lakhs.
5 lakhs and 11 bucks. Fantastic. Awesome. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, just type congrats in the comments below. So Jyotsna, I know you've been an author coach, helping people launch their books and so on. So just tell us about what was the situation of your business before you came into this model of selling information products and so on. And I mean, what was the tipping point? Like, were you comfortable there or not comfortable there? What made you push to come into building products rather than just delivering services?
Great question, Siddharth. So I basically had a very typical agency kind of a business model. So at Happy Self Publishing, people would come to us with a written manuscript. So they will have their book written and then we will just help them with the publishing process, cover design, editing and all of that. And that was a very client and a vendor kind of a relationship, which was fine. I mean, it helped me grow. For 4 years I've been running that. But I realized that there are so many more people who needed help to finish that manuscript. So out of every 100 people who want to write a book, only 3 people end up finishing writing. And out of that 3%, only 20% end up becoming a published author. So what about the remaining huge chunk of people who aspire to write, but they've not finished yet? And also it was becoming bigger and bigger challenge to keep going and hunting for new clients who finished writing their books. And the process was fine, but it was more, my team was executing the whole stuff, right? So my involvement was very, very less. And somewhere I started feeling useless after a point because I taught everything, the team is doing fine. And, I was not doing much. So in the last 2 years, like since the time I've seen people like you create online courses, I've been wanting to do this. In fact, when I wrote my book, Job Escape Plan, that was 5 years back, people wanted to learn this. But instead of teaching them, I quickly started this agency for people who've already written the book. So in the back of my mind, I always wanted to start a community and create a course, but I did not have the right person to guide me. And when I saw you on one of these big stages, like I think in December 2019, that's when it really struck me, because you are now teaching full time and that has created massive success for you and your students. So I really understood what I was missing out on. And from January 1st, it was action time for me. When you announced the hackathon, that's when everything changed. I said, if I'm not going to do this now, then it's going to be a life of regret for me. Because I knew I'm good at teaching, Siddharth, because whenever I go on stage or I coach people one-on-one, I'm able to make them take action. And that gives me a lot of happiness. But I somehow was disconnected with that skill. So I thought this is the time when I'm going to do that. And now it's more of a student-teacher relationship with my students. And it's not just the course and I don't say goodbye. Like how you've taught me, I come on every week, we get on a mastermind call with all the students. In fact, this week I had 36 of them coming live.
Amazing.
So it was a great turnout we have every week, and people implement, they come and share, they come and learn. And it's such a great feeling. Now I don't have to sell them to go and take up my agency services. It's like an obvious thing for them, right? After they finish writing, my company will be their first choice. And even if they do it on their own, I'm perfectly happy as long as they achieve their results. So I think it's a huge mindset shift that you've given me, Siddharth, and that's making me feel so fulfilled now.
Thank you. In fact, I mean, that adding that layer of education and product before the service, it also brings out a whole different breed of customers, who value you, who don't just treat you as a vendor. They look at you as an authority in your space, and they're ready to do whatever you say. So that's amazing. And for you also, it's more fulfilling to work with those kind of people with the right mindset also as a client. Amazing. Right. So walk us through that first month. What kind of a grind did you go through in Jan? And what were those patterns that you had to break personally for you to step into this new mode of doing things?
Yeah, so Jan month was like very, very hectic because you gave so many tasks in the hackathon, but everything was so step by step. So for me, all the content was already in my head. So it was not like I need to go do any research. All that was already there. So once I made that, the course outline and gave myself a name, all the fun stuff was also there, like going and doing a photo shoot. I revamped my website, my personal brand website. I created one when I launched my book 5 years back. And after that, I never went back and saw that website myself. So after 5 years, I revamped that. I gave myself a new avatar. So that was the fun part. And the tough part was the shooting the videos part. Because I always have an excuse that I have, noisy children at home. How am I going to do this? So then I realized I need to batch things. I can't be doing like one video a day. So I need to like make my folks take care of the kids for an entire day. So that whole day, before that, I need to plan and do all the slides, do all the mind maps and have all of that ready. And then in 2-3 days, I managed to shoot the entire level 1 course. So that was like long hours of work, but it was really rewarding because I could complete the whole setup in 25 days.
Excellent.
So that was like the first month.
Nice. Talking about noisy kids, I know what you're talking about. Okay, I have 2 boys at home. You have what, 2 girls or?
A boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl. Okay, good. And yeah, so that's the way. Everyone thinks home-based business is really an amazing thing and stuff, but we know what happens at home. So nice.
Correct. And it also brought so much discipline in my life, Siddharth. Like before, I never used to always work from my home office. I used to be, whichever place was convenient, I used to work from there. Sometimes from my mom's house, sometimes from the dining table. But now I have this discipline that this is the only spot I'm going to work from. Excellent. And I also started because I knew my mind has to be focused and I can't be going everywhere. So first of all, the success habits you've taught of listening to the Stranger's Secret and having the creed and all that all those tasks were fun, and I continue doing that. And I also started journaling every single day. So from Jan 1st till today, I've not missed a single day of journaling every morning. Wow. So that I always used to carry around a journal just for like a fashion statement. I used to write like once in 10 days, but from Jan 1st onwards till date, I've not missed a single day, and I can feel the results.
Nice. And how do you journal? Do you follow a particular method that others probably can follow? Like how is it a one pager or is it more than that?
It's a one pager. So what I've done is I have tried buying a lot of different journals, and I took the best elements from all of them and I created my own journal. Okay, so this is called Legends Life.
Nice.
By myself. And what I do is every morning I write the gratitude for the day. So gratitude is the first thing. So I write at least 3 points of gratitude. So that's the morning part. And at the end of, and also in the morning, I write down the things to do for that day. So these 2 things are clear in the morning. And at night, I write 3 things. One is my learnings for the day. The other is what is the positive thing that happened that day. So like, for example, today, the positive thing is I'm on Siddharth's interview, right? So something like that. And the powerful action I took today. So for example, if I went and created my ClickFunnels page today, that will be the powerful action that I took. So I write down these 3 things, and it really helps me to reflect upon life. And other than this, I also now have started writing my yearly goals after the time you told. So that's in another book, but I write
Very
that
nice.
as well.
Superb. So this stuff works. And before Jan, you were not implementing this. That means you had it conceptually, but it was not on a daily practice.
It was not on a daily practice, correct.
Excellent. Fantastic. So Jan was the month of the grind, and you were able to manage your time, get all the stuff done, going to the hackathon. And then tell us, as you moved into Feb, how did you start building up for your first ever webinar?
Yeah, so the pre-framing was a fun activity. So every single day I would go on Facebook and Instagram, and I would post something related to my work.
Okay.
And I had not done this in 2 years. I used to have a proper content marketing plan and all of that, but just, things get busy and I went off track. But now from while I was building the course itself, like from Jan itself, I started building this momentum. So people who completely forgot that I was into book publishing were able to reconnect with me.
Okay.
So everybody who had that thought of writing a book at some point wanted to know more about it. So I was driving everybody to one direction, which was my Facebook group.
Okay. Did you start that from the scratch, or you already had this group?
I already had a group that had about 100 people.
Okay.
And right now it has grown to today it's at 1,100.
Wow. Amazing. In a span of 2 months.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So I was not paying attention to that group. It was just lying there. But now that group is really active. So every time members join in, I welcome them and I keep posting stuff which is only for that group. And all my weekly videos are posted there. People post their title ideas and ask for feedback. So a lot of action and activities happening there. And from there, I started bringing people organically to my webinar.
Okay.
So the first 2 weeks of Feb was only about bringing people to the Facebook group and working on my webinar slides, because I realized that was one skill which I did not have. So I have watched your selling webinars so many times. So I would just come as like an attendee and quietly just keep watching. And every time I saw it, I was able to take more and more notes, because you are improving every time. It's not the same Siddharth that I saw 6 months back, right? So every time you improve, and all those improvements I kept noting. So you have a wonderful module inside the course, but other than that, it's also important to see what you're doing currently. So that really helped me in crafting my webinar. So in the third week of Feb, I started doing my live webinar.
Your first webinar. Tell us about that first webinar. What were you nervous? Were you like, what was going through your mind, and how did you flow through it?
Okay, so I was happy with my slides and all of that, but I had so many technical glitches. Like I did not know how to upload my presentation. So I was having two computers. I was looking at the PPT from one computer and looking at the comments from another. So some of my friends were like, who's sitting next to you? Why are you constantly looking at the side? So the good part was you told me not to run Facebook ads till you really like make sure there are no goof ups. So for the first 3 webinars, it was only people known to me.
Organic.
Friends, family, organic, yeah. So that way, I was not so nervous, because I know they will forgive me if I make mistakes. So that was good. And with every webinar, I was able to improve on the tech, improve on the slides and all of that, and mainly improve on the sales pitch. That was the key thing. So in my first couple of webinars, I got 9 people each signing up, which was a good sign. Then in the third webinar, I realized the number of signups were decreasing, because I only had so many people in my immediate network. So then I understood that this is the time that I should move on and start running ads.
Okay. So what was the price point you were selling at? 5,000, 10,000, that range?
Yeah, 5,000, 4,999.
So 5/8 are on, how much did you make? First webinar, 40,000, second webinar?
45,000.
So basically you were able to create that cash flow for your ads even before you started running ads.
Exactly. Yeah, correct.
And
also cash flow to get into your level 3, because till then I was in level 2, and I promised to myself that, okay, it is easy to just go and buy the course of becoming the leadership council, but I thought I should earn it using your system. So I waited to make that money, and then I joined the leadership council.
I think you are in the entire community. I can say many people are taking action in different ways. You have followed the exact system to the T, even in terms of the timeline. Like you did that build up. And even when I do the hackathon, I say in that 45 to 60-day time period is where you need to really do your first webinar and break even on your tools and operation costs and stuff, even before the third month, the 90-day to Hall of Fame. And I think you're bang on track on that. Nice. So tell us about, so webinar, you started to sell, you got better and better at it. And now you've done 11 webinars. So that's great. You've done over 5 lakhs in total sales. What were your key learnings for you as a person? Like, even though I've given you a method on how to follow things, but I'm sure you would have gone through a learning on your own, like based on your community and stuff, like how you can serve them in the best possible way. So what did you learn, on your own, on how you're able to grow your community and restructure yourself and your positioning? Any takeaways there?
Well, I think when I position myself as a giver and people are able to understand that I'm genuinely interested in giving, I think the community is just loving me for that. So I think that is one thing which I will continue doing, and continue looking at how can I improve the course, how can I improve the offerings. For example, now what I do is, as soon as people come into the course, I give them access to the course and I bring them all to a Telegram group.
Okay.
So far in the last 1 month, the Telegram was good. But now as more and more members are coming, I realize that people's conversations get missed somewhere. And so now I'm getting into Mighty Network. So from next week, I'm putting them all there. And when I announced that in my last week's call, people were like so excited. Wow, it's our own private network and stuff like that. So I think every time now I'm thinking from the shoes of the students, like what will they need? So that's really, really helping me. And with every webinar, I know that, like you also mentioned, that some days your energy will be low, you will not be at your best, and I'll have like 3 signups. So that's what happened. Day before yesterday, I had like 3 people signing up. then I realized, where is it that there is a dull moment happening? And I realized after I finished my sales pitch, I'm going into telling more and more stories, where that is the time they should be actually, in the mode of buying and that countdown
Yes.
ticker going and all that. So I realized I should just shut my mouth after I do the sales and make them take action. So yesterday I had this opportunity. This is the best thing. I actually wanted to share this with the community. All the webinars need not be through my Facebook ads alone. Like last week, I did a webinar for Avi Arya's community, and there I thought it's his webinar, so I did not do any sales. But people loved it so much that they've a small set. He announced in the webinar that people who are interested in going to the next step can come for another webinar where I'll have an option of talking about my work.
Yes.
So a lot of people are signing up for that, and they're coming. Now, yesterday, another learning, like a training company, because of this quarantine period, they have scheduled webinars every day. And I was one of the persons to be scheduled yesterday. And I told them that, see, I would love to share, but I would also like to take them to the next level. So I'm going to sell. They said, no problem. You come and do whatever you want. And I thought the community is full of employees. So I did not, in my mind, I did not think that they will buy. But I just thought I will anyway do this as a practice.
Yes.
But what I did was I tweaked my webinar, because usually at the beginning of my webinar, I tell that this is for entrepreneurs, coaches, trainers, consultants. But this time I said, this is for professionals like HR managers, marketing managers. I tweaked that. And even in the benefits of becoming an author, I completely started talking about how a book will benefit an employee to get a pay raise, to move on to a higher profile, or to even change their jobs or take a different direction in their career. All of that I said. So it was tuned to that community. And to my surprise, 10 people bought. 80 people came to the webinar, only 80 came and 10 people bought. And so I realized I must never underestimate the audience, because I don't know who will be coming and in what way my story and that emotional stories will touch them, right? We never know. So I should never think that this audience may not buy or this will buy. So I should just go with the intention of giving. Whoever wants to take can take. So that was a big learning for me.
Superb. So just to recap on your learnings, one is the more you're putting yourself in the shoes of your customer, you know what decisions to make, because it's ultimately to help them get the results. So that's one thing. And going with strategic alliances and not just depending on Facebook alone. So you can even be visible in other places and use them as feeders into your main funnel, or you can even directly sell over that. So that's also, it's a great idea that you've gone through. Superb. So now, the next question I wanted to ask you is, what is your next goal for the next 3 months and end of the year? Have you set anything like that for yourself?
Yes. So this month alone, I want to do 4 lakhs, then 5 lakhs, then 7 lakhs. So that's my goal. But as you've given me that big goal of 1 crore this year, that's my goal by December 31st. So with every month, I just hope to get better with my webinars, with my product, and also with running ads and all of that. So I just hope that my mindset expands so that I can invest more and bring more people in.
You will, for sure. I think you're on track for that. You will achieve it. So I want to ask you this question, like you've been in the internet marketing space also. You have seen things for many years, 3 years, 4 years, and you're in the book publishing space. So you would have attended many conferences, seen different, people are launching their online presence, and you have an awareness of this. What were the glaringly, visible differences that you could see inside my courses or coaching system as compared to the other stuff that you would have gone through in the past? Just from a person who's brand new out there, what would you tell them?
Yeah. So in fact, so many people who know me now ask me about how they can create their online course, and I send them all to your webinars, Sids.
Thank you.
So, and the reason I'm doing that is not purely because of the results I've got. And see, I have taken so many dozens of courses, and the main difference is they don't, like most courses, the courses may be good, but I wouldn't even have gone and opened the course out, because that webinar was very compelling. I must have bought the course, but after that, because life gets busy and we don't have the the push to go and take that course, I wouldn't have even opened. And I'm so guilty that there are so many courses lying there. But in your case, Sids, in our community, what I see is you are there to drive it. So you don't disappear after selling the course. Every single week you're there. And now I'm seeing you more and more, because we have our leadership council calls, we have our weekly inner circle calls, and our facilitator calls as well.
Yes.
So that way your presence is making us take action, I think. And that is what I want to implement in my community also. So I tell this in my webinar, that this is the main difference. You have calls with me every week, and that will drive you to take action. So, and you set an example. You don't just say things by just reading 10 books, right? You have done it in your life, you're getting better and better results, and every time you do something new, you come and share it with us authentically. That's another big difference. And thirdly, you've made it so affordable. Like the courses that I have taken, all of them are $500,000 or even more. But your entry point is so affordable. And once people taste success, they obviously want to move up the ladder. And I think that's the main difference I have made, because so far, in my mind, I used to think my audience is only in the US because Indian people cannot afford it. Then I realized, what if they are price sensitive? What if I cater to a vast audience rather than just 10 people taking my course? Let thousands of people take my course, right? So that way I also, get wealthier and my audience also gets their results. So I think that was a big mindset shift. I used to only think, oh, I'm too premium for this market. And that in my mind, I'm feeling so bad that I wasted all these years thinking about that. But I feel now people across the world can access my course because of the price point. So I think that these are the things that that is so different in your from your community that I've learned since.
Thank you, Jyotsna. And I think that's very nicely that you brought this out. Even I was thinking about when I was building my funnels initially, I wanted more people to come into the door. When they get results, then they can actually move up. And that is something which, especially most of us who are following the Western marketers, they have a particular way of doing it, and they like to straight away push at 999, 997, 2997, those level products. And it's good. Products are good, but there's no after product support. Like the relationship ends at the point of sale. So,
Right.
and the beauty about this model, I'm sure you've realized, is when you're having a keen ear on what the community really wants, the way that you can evolve yourself as a person and your products it goes to a whole different level. Yeah.
Absolutely. And now the support is even more with our daily meetups, right? I have not seen any other community do that.
So super stuff. So where can people find you? Do you have any links? Where would you want them to go from this point? What I'll do is in the
Sorry.
description, yeah, no problem. In the description, I'll just share a link to, you can just send me the link and I'll, paste the link to your webinar or whatever, whenever you're going to have next. So some of you are watching this, if you want to go and check out what Jyotsna is doing, if you want to get published as an author coach, get published as an author and she's the author coach, just tune into her, her link and jyotsnaramachandran.com, right? That's your homepage.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll paste that in the link in the description below and you guys can go and check it out. And if some of you here are really serious about building something like this for yourself, getting into this journey of, becoming a digital leader, digital teacher, building communities and really adding value to people's lives, then hop into my next webinar. I've actually given the link in the description below, or if you can go to sids.co/freedom, you want to live a lifestyle of freedom. And especially in today's day and age, this is the best kind of business model where you can make a lot of money, you can have a lot more free time, and you can impact and inspire a lot of people at the same time. I would love to meet you live and explain this entire model. So before we leave, Jyotsna, any words of wisdom that you would like to share with anyone watching this, if they want to be successful in a business like this?
The biggest word of wisdom that I have learned from you is to just surrender to your mentor. So choose one person whom you want to work with and just don't doubt. Don't have a shadow of a doubt that, can I improve this? Let's not try to be intelligent here. All the, tweaks can happen later once you become super successful, but till you reach your goal, just follow your mentor and just follow the steps they have laid out to you. And don't get into this shiny object syndrome of running behind 10 people. There are a lot of amazing people there, but whoever you're able to resonate with, just follow that person and you'll see the results.
Awesome. Thank you, Jyotsna. I follow the same thing with my mentor. And I think that's what's giving this entire community, the results. So thank you so much for your time. Our next interview, when you achieve 1 crore. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Thank
All the
you,
best.
Sid.
Bye-bye.